Well, good morning, everyone. This is a wonderful gathering of people. Thank you, Rick. It is indeed a pleasure to be in front of you here today, and I can't tell you how closely Rick and I have worked, and it's just been an absolute delight in finding the vision of creating an ecosystem. That is the mantra that we have. So thank you, Rick, for that. So today, I wanted to briefly introduce myself and the office very quickly. I'm DJ Nam, the Executive Director of the Office of Technology Commercialization, and we take university inventions from Rutgers to the marketplace, either through spin-off companies or through licensing. Under the leadership of Dr. Michael Pisani, our Vice President of Research and Economic Development, this office has gained a lot of success, and we rank now in the top 10 universities in terms of startups around the country. So we are very proud of that achievement, and want to achieve a lot more, especially with a crowd like this in front of us. It would be our goal and mission to take Rutgers technologies forward and create more spin-off companies. But today, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Erich Spangenberg, a visionary in the field of intellectual property, and we work very closely together in creating some deals that we're going to talk about. But Erich has worked with Rutgers University very closely, and is a friend of Rutgers, and because of him today, we have a spin-off company in the area of plant transformation from Palmalika's technology way back then. We have a true startup created. So what better than having a story of success to start right from here. Erich is the founder of IP Navigation Group and is a leader and visionary in the intellectual property world. His no-nonsense style in getting very large deals done has been a signature of his success in the past. Erich's vision in getting the fair share for individual inventors and garage inventors in successful products has led to numerous deals around the world. He has advised patent owners of all sizes on hundreds of enforcement, acquisition, and monetization transactions. Prior to founding IP Navigation Group, Erich was a partner at Jones Day. And after he made partner, he left after 6 months to pursue his entrepreneurial goals in life. He was a senior vice president of investment banking at Donaldson, Lufkin, and John Rett. He was a president of Smart Talk Teleservices and also of the Claim Venture Group. Erich holds a bachelor's from Skidmore College, where he was awarded the Herculean Scholar Award, which I looked up yesterday. It's not that common as you might think. It's given to very few people if you look it up. He has an MSc from London School of Economics, and he's a distinguished graduate from there. He has a JD from Case Western Reserve University, and maybe most importantly, he's also a trained chef at Cordon Bleu, which not a whole lot of people know about him. Erich's vision in creating the Disruptive Innovation Fund, along with our Vice President of Research, Michael Pisani, is something that we would like to share with all of you today. So without further ado, Erich.
Good morning, thank you. So I have 5 minutes, and maybe I'll use 4. How this started was, Professor, actually through one of the law firms, another lawyer called me and said, do you know anything about plant transformation? And I said, no. And I said, well, this is a really neat thing that they've got at Rutgers, and one of the world leaders in this space, Palmalika, sitting right over there, is somebody we should talk to. So I got on the phone with him, and the first thing I did is I apologized. I said, listen, I never had a zoology class. He said, not a problem, this is microbiology. So it sort of started off down this curious path, and quickly grew very fond of Pal and DJ, and we put a deal together in less than 2 months. And as we got into it, we found out that we needed some additional things, so we put more funding in it, and now this is off over at the Waxman Institute, and I think we're going to be hiring a couple additional people over the next few months. So that piece goes forward, life is good, we'll see how it turns out. The next thing that happens is that Mike Rosani and DJ invited me to lunch in New York City and said, hey, we got this idea for a Disruptive Innovation Fund, and we'd really like you to be a part of it. And I said, we sat and talked for a while, came up with some ideas, and I said, this fits exactly with what we want to do, and we thought that Rutgers was the perfect place to do it. One of the unique things you have here are people like DJ and Mike. I want to tell you, I work with a lot of universities. They don't get it. This university does, and they want to see you succeed. And that's really important because a lot of schools have these disruptive innovation funds, and they don't do anything with them. And I told these guys, I said, the second this becomes so bureaucratic that nothing gets accomplished, I want nothing to do with it. And they assured me that wasn't going to happen. So that's good news for all of you who want to participate in this fund. Today you're going to hear some people who've been pretty successful in life, and that's great. But what this fund is about is actually about you. This is an opportunity for you to bring your ideas to ground, and the ability to access money, and particularly in this market, is key to that success. It's just part of it. And in this era where some people are questioning how we should be doing things with their money and allocating money, I think we should be allocating money to research because I think that that's what's going to create jobs. The challenge we have, it's a big one, is to create a disruptive innovation. So what is it? There's a professor at Harvard named Christensen, who's actually in the business school, I believe, who coined the phrase in the 1990s. And it's really more of an economic phenomenon than it is a technological phenomenon. But what he's talking about is creating something. It doesn't have to be out of whole cloth. You know, barbed wire existed long before barbed wire, but barbed wire is a massive improvement on it. What is it that you can do? Maybe taking things off the shelf, maybe not, creating something that will create a new market, and over time replace it. Classic examples, digital music, so long as the CD, we don't even know what those are anymore. So we go through and we say, all right, kind of have a feel for what it is now. You know, what are my ideas? And then I say, okay, the next thing we should have is, great, I want to go do research. This one isn't about research. This is literally bringing something to ground. Research has its place. I think last year your budget for research was over $400 million, at least on the federal side. So there's plenty of dollars for research. Where there's dollars are short are bringing something to ground, and that's what I want to see the faculty and students do here who get selected. I want you to embrace that. It's a little intimidating, but you can do it. It's going to take you to write, I think, a 5-page report or a 10-page report or whatever it is, outlining. And if your idea is good enough, it's clearly worth that investment, and I promise you that it will get fair consideration. Go to the website. There's some rules. I don't think they're too daunting. End of the day, a selected student will get, I think, $100,000 and selected faculty up to $500,000. This first year, we don't know how many we're going to do, but in the future, I'd like to see us do more than them. And you have my commitment that if it's a good idea, I'll find the funding for the rest of the project as well. But just get us through that first phase, and we'll get you the rest of it there. The committee hasn't been formed yet, but it will be a collection of visionaries and me. Their job will be to be visionary. My job will be to make sure that we bring this thing to ground and stay focused on the mission and things keep moving forward. If you have questions, my email address is on my website, and I'm happy to respond to you. I'm pretty good at responding to email. And most importantly, thank you, have fun, and bring it to ground.